Wait.
Aw. Yeah, you know what?
Oh, Scruffy looks really scruffy today.
It does. If he's panting all the whole episode, I'm muting his mic.
He's not going to. That is not. No.
That's all we're getting?
No. We're not even getting
And now, on with the show.
Mm-hmm.
Time for bladder check.
Uh-huh.
Check. 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 Wait. Screw it. I'm holding it.
Oh, you suck. You suck.
Podcasting, the final audio frontier. These are the legends of Brown Squadron.
Our computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
The ongoing mission? To explore the Star Wars universe and other nerd culture topics. To seek new content and new cantinas, bars, and lounges. To boldly annoy Scruffy by making too many bad jokes. Welcome to the Hyperspace Heroes Podcast.
All right, and
seriously, you're starting to show up with that crap. Seriously.
Welcome to Hyperspace Heroes. This is Brown Leader signing in. All wings report in.
Brown 2 signing in. Brown 2.5 signing in.
Aw.
Brown 4 ready to sing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Nobody was watching when we played that part, so they all jumped on afterwards.
Well, you know, they'll still. I'm sure they'll see it eventually, especially now that you brought it up.
Right. But
Let's go back. Do it again.
I can always play it again.
No,
You want to do the cold?
Play it in. Play it again one more time.
All right. Here, where did it go?
It's raining men!
Scruffy! Hallelujah! It's raining, Scruffy! Okay, we got that out of our system now.
I don't know. Brown 2.5 doesn't look too sure about that.
No, I'm sure he's not amused. He's like, really? Seriously? You're going to embarrass me now?
Right. So episode 106 or 131 on the Spotchka scale. We entitled this episode "It's Raining Scruffy." Hallelujah, which is a callback to our recent trip to ICCC. And I think this episode we're just going to kind of just goof around and have some fun. We still have a lot more to talk about with ICCC, especially since Scruffy wasn't here last week.
I feel the need to explain the "it's raining Scruffy" thing there.
We'll get to that. Yeah.
Okay, we'll get to that. Okay, I don't really think I'm totally weird.
Yeah. So.
Oh, and we've already got a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering if Jim was watching. Yeah.
But yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome back, Scruffy. We missed you last week.
I missed it. Somebody had to. I was on assignment. That's right.
Yeah, we'll just
I was at work on assignment.
Yeah, we'll just call it that. So,
yeah.
But you know, not only that song though. That recently I've had. What was it?
I asked him his name, and in a raspy voice he said Yoda.
Yoda. Yoda.
I don't know why that one rendered so short, or quiet, but yeah. So that's a little.
That's gonna be stuck in my head the rest of the day.
Well, I did that on purpose. That's a little treat to a friend of ours, to Dave and Laura. So if they happen to listen to this episode, they'll know why I played that. So tune into their show if you want to find out why. But which is what does Star Wars mean to you? So yeah, welcome back, Scruff. We talked about last week. We had Anthony on from Force Coast Conversations. Want to give him a shout out because he published his ICCC episode. It was his first time there. He had a great time. We had him on, talked about it with him last week. He published his. You can find it it's an audio only. It's called Force Ghost Conversations. You can find it on all the podcatchers. But he has a great. He recorded. Sorry, thick fingers there. He in his episode, he actually plays the whole Zahn panel discussion.
Ooh.
And it's a really good one. And if you had missed it, you can go to ICCC's sites, Facebook, YouTube, ECPC. Well, no, actually, probably not the ECPC TV one, but or you can go to listen if you want to listen to it on the go. Just tune up to Force Ghost Conversations, and they can you can listen to it there. There were a few things in there that was very cool to hear to come out of Zahn. And if you want to see his podcast, you can go to ECPC TV, and they did a great 15-minute interview with him as well. So, all right, enough of that.
Where were we, DB, when he was on stage?
Not in the podcast room.
Probably hunting, I would guess. Probably we're going to talk a little bit more about that.
I can't believe we missed Timothy's on the main stage.
I don't know how we missed that. I mean, I spoke to the guy a couple of times in passing, but I didn't see his stage show, and that makes me sad.
It makes me sad.
Well, like I said, just go to ICCC's. I'm sure it's probably on their Facebook. If you dig deep enough, you could probably find it. But I would guess probably their YouTube. When I listened to it, I was kind of bummed we miss it live. But at the same time, that's the great thing of technology nowadays. So that you can stare at us and listen to Zahn. And
I don't know that that's a win for anybody. You can go without the visual.
It's a win. It's a win for your ears,
right?
But last week we talked about, we kind of went through the order of events, what happened at the con, and I thought this week we can kind of talk about highlights, experiences, things that went on during the con, such as, I could start off with, so one of the things this year is, not only did we spend a really a fun time in the ECPC TV podcast stage area, but we actually chipped in and helped out a little bit, and you guys primarily became runners for them, because they structured everything so that their celebrity guests would do the 45-minute panel on the main stage, and then they would come to us in the podcast room afterwards for their 15-minute podcast. And security was focused on certain areas at the con, which left an opening for additional help to be runners. Usually it was Micah or Matt, but we also joined in and helped out with that as well. Any stories that you guys have?
I was just remarkably disappointed when Scruffy asked me to assist in bringing over Amy Allen and Michonne Bourrier. That was probably the toughest assignment I had all week. Feel sorry for me, fans. Feel sorry for me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want to go directly from the stage. They were both a bit hungry. So we had to stop by the green room. So we got like an extra 3 or 4 minutes with these ladies. And I'm one of the things you learn at this con is that these celebrities are people. And it was just kind of funny escorting them because they were just talking like a couple of high school girls just chit-chatting, and you think, these guys were in Star Wars. How cool is that,
Absolutely. In spite of what you think about all the people that we see in the celebrities there, they are all just people, just like everybody else. Guy Gilchrist was cool to talk to on the way over. Kim Simmons was awesome to talk to on the way over. I had just kind of did nothing too in depth because I wanted to save all that conversation info for the stage. But it was awesome to talk to him and awesome to get to meet some of these people.
Yeah, and I did it one time. I had to go get the 2 Chris's, and funny enough, hey, you bottom, how's it going? I had to go get the 2 Chris's. They just got off stage, and of course I didn't get to chant. Well, no, I did talk to them together really quick, but it was like 15 minutes. They got done on time on the main stage, and there was a full 15 minutes, and it's a 2-minute walk to the podcast stage area. And they both were kind of like looking antsy, like they weren't ready. And I'm like, well, if you guys want to if you need to go freshen up or something, just meet me right back at the end of the hall here before 3:00 or whatever it was, and we'll get you guys down there. So they both go with their significant others in different directions, and the clock's ticking, and Anthony had been waiting with me, and the clock's ticking, and it's getting really close to 3:00 or whatever time. And I'm like, man, I had one job to do. One job.
You had one job, man.
And I'm thinking, oh man, how can I botch this up? And thankfully, and I was like, Anthony, you stand there and you grab one of them. And yeah, anyway, it ended up working. We got there on time, and I think Chris Bartlett and his wife had gone to the green room, found Chris Parsons on the way back at his table doing autographs again, so squeezing those in, and so yeah, nabbed them, and we made it on time. But that I was scared. You're very welcome, Jim.
Yeah, you're very welcome, Jim. It was our pleasure, man. It was great to be there, great to be a part of the team, great to help, and thanks for making us feel so welcome in that room.
Absolutely.
But one of the cool things that I learned about when I went to go pick them up was ICCC had 2 posters, convention posters, just off stage, and they would have all the celebrities as they came off the stage sign it. So when we positioned our table where the celebrities come off the podcast stage, we had the same thing going, and I didn't even realize it. So no wonder everybody was so agreeable to sign the banner when they were coming off stage, and ICCC had done the heavy lifting for us already, which was great. And we've ended up with this beautiful thing since then. So I should do some close-up pictures of the autographs. I'll probably do that at some point. But a lot of cool autographs on there.
Yeah, Guy Gilchrist's autograph on there is awesome. It's got the Kermit the Frog eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right on. So what other kind of experiences did you guys? Let's talk about some things.
Well, room sales. It was great to be back at the Sheraton because it was easy to just run back to the room, drop something off, come back, run up to the room, grab a little water, grab a slice of cold pizza. That we waited 2.5 hours for. No, it was 3 hours, wasn't it? Something like that. Anyway,
way too long for the fat man to wait for his pizza.
Poor D-Doc had already been dipping into the Scruffy juice. I don't think that was a good thing. Good thing before he had the pizza. So,
it was great to be back at Sheraton, be able to run back to the room real quick, freshen up or whatever. I didn't need to carry so much with me at any one given moment, which felt much better. It was great to be back with with friends and family. Because they're like family now.
Yeah.
And it was great to be there, great to be part of that again. Room sales were fabulous as always. Next year, the car is getting filled from tailgate to right behind the back seats. It's going to get filled to the brim because I'm going to be doing some room sales next year for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to have to Aunt Edna me on top of the car or what?
Yeah, because my luggage will probably sit next to me. So it's gonna be a tight fit next year. We got to get rid of some of that stuff. But it's gonna be awesome, and I cannot wait. Hopefully, we'll get a date announced here pretty soon.
That would be nice. But I know Mike's probably taking a break.
I'm sure he's going to be recovering for the next few weeks anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably still taking a long nap. Yeah,
I would be.
Yeah, I know how exhausted I was, and we were just having fun. We weren't working.
Mm-hmm. So I can say one thing that the enablers. So when we go to this show, we become enablers to each other, and
yeah, a little bit. Thank you.
Very much so. And it was funny. I was listening to Rule the Galaxy last week, and they did a late night episode. And
Joe has a hammerhead from Scruffy's army.
It's very cool. And so they were D-Doc was trying to describe to Joe about things. And your bag of hammerheads got mentioned at least once during the episode.
Wait, which one?
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Right. No, I had to jump in the comments and point that out. But we're very, very much enablers. What were there any things in the room sales that you guys saw were gonna be like, you know what, I just don't know if I can. If it's there tomorrow, I'll grab it.
Yep, the EV99 I needed for the last few figures for the collection. I should have jumped on that, but I didn't. Off the top of my head, I don't recall. I know there were a couple other things. Diecast TIE Bomber, but I just didn't have $750 to drop on that.
Ouch.
Wow.
Nope, probably never going to happen at that price.
Yeah, one of my targets was a Kenner Star Destroyer playset, and I only saw two the whole convention. One was at a vendor, and I did not agree with the price. And the other one was at a room sale, and it was a fair price. And I said, if it's there tomorrow, I'll get it. And it was not there tomorrow. And I'm still kicking myself over because it had the box, and it was a fair price to add the box.
Did it have the rope too?
I think he said it was complete.
Because that rope alone is... I don't know if there's any collectors out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but that rope's like $70 to $100 alone.
I should have bought it.
I'll have to do some research on that one. But that rope's expensive just by itself. Because that's the piece that gets lost, obviously, so easy, because it is literally about that long.
You know, the other thing that I wanted to get was there was a gentleman there 3D printing some large figures. And I don't know why, Scruffy, why you weren't with us on that trip around. If the Scruffy juice had taken effect, but he had a hammerhead, and I wish I would have bought it for you because it was pretty cool.
That's epic.
So for
how tall is that?
I'll show you. So
is that
here is a original 3 3/4.
So that's more than 6 inches tall.
Man,
oh yeah.
Who's your daddy?
Need to figure out a way to rig up a drop port so I can.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
But the hammerheads were probably this much taller. I mean, it was it would be like a droid in the 3 3/4 and the 3 3/4 regular action figure size difference. And yeah, granted, are these vintage? No,
but they're cool, they're awesome. And
so one of the cool things that he did, it's got the holes. It's even he 3D printed a large screw.
That's awesome.
And let's see if this picks up on microphone.
It clicks. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think DB's got his card, but it was pretty cool. He said he was going to be open. We happened to catch him on Friday night, I think it was. He said he'd be open the rest of the weekend, but we kept making trips past his door, and we never caught the door open the rest of the con.
I think I wandered back to the room to take a load off my legs for just a little bit.
It could be.
Yeah, he also had human-sized weaponry mimicking the figures, and that was so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to have a green lightsaber and a rebel blaster.
Yeah, I know for sure that stuck with me is he had the Stormtrooper blaster. Mm-hmm. So that was probably one of the more common weapons. I'm not the expert in that field, but
DB, were there any items that you kind of saw and then were like didn't grab and wish you had?
Oh, that Star Destroyer playset for sure. Oh yeah, you know what? That same room. I don't know if it's the same gentleman or his roommate. had 5 Kenner Tauntauns.
Yep.
That I was actually going to purchase them, but then he had a complete turret and probot, so I bought that instead.
Mm-hmm.
And I said the same thing. Oh, I'll go back the next night and I'll just grab all 5 of those Tauntauns because they were reasonably priced. But we never found an open door again.
There was another thing. I went down there with a mission to come home with a turret and probot set, and I seen a few the first day, second day that still didn't bite on. Third day, by day 3, I should have jumped on it, but I didn't, and they were gone.
You don't have a turret and probot?
I have the base, I have the turret, but I don't have the probot.
Oh,
And for the price of the probot, I might as well get the entire set.
Yeah,
the probot's going to run about $75 anyway.
Yeah, and I think I paid $50 for the whole set.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, ouch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm happy for you, but doggone it, I should have jumped on that.
Sorry. Well, you know, I did buy a modern probot, but it's not going to fit on that base. I don't think.
No, it won't. Oh, was that just the base and the turret with no probot?
No, the one I bought had the turret, the probot, the base, and all the legs on the probot, which is the key.
And he was 3D
epic.
He was 3D printing large ones also with the same articulation in the legs. That was pretty cool.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't see this room then.
He had a printer right in his room and was printing stuff.
He was actively printing while we were there.
It was pretty cool.
Okay, it is a very good thing I did not see this room.
Did he say the guns take him about 3 days? I don't remember. Something took.
I want to say, yeah, but I mean those were big.
Right on.
We know somebody who has a 3D printer. We may need to.
I know where to download the files for some of those things too.
Ooh.
I found a good site with some stuff like that.
Okay. Let's get together next week sometime.
Yeah.
And
is he listening? Sometimes he listens to us. I don't know.
No, this person will not be listening to us.
Well, I know somebody else with a 3D printer, but they might require a work order. So,
yeah, I'm not putting a work order for that.
Or we might have to go through or I should say, we might have to go through the help desk.
Yes,
not happening, bro.
Yeah, but come on, there's got to be more stories about. Oh, so that was what I was going to mention earlier. The other thing too is that the room sales and spending time with D-Doc by taking him under our wing that night really got him. He bought his first 2 vintage characters. So he is now going into the realm
committed
of collecting. We should have named this episode. We can stop anytime, really.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Yeah, so he got his first 2 vintage, a Darth Vader and a Obi-Wan. So,
yes, or as he referred to Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Yeah. So that reminds me. So speaking of which, and anybody listening, something to keep an eye out for D-Doc is he is looking for a Revenge of the Sith era Anakin. So keep your eyes out. Anyone?
Was he specific on what he was looking for?
No, he just wants, I think, a 3 3/4 Anakin. He said he would even settle for a Attack of the Clones. But he was looking for a Sith, Revenge of the Sith.
I have a list of things I need to start looking for. Micah, I told Micah that would sell him. I can see the figure in my head. Anyway, I have a list of stuff I need to pull. So D-Doc, I will be keeping an eye out for that, and I'm sure I've got one to sell.
I might have one.
I'm sure I've probably got a few.
But if y'all could see the man cave, I don't know where it is.
I know exactly where it is. Mine is. It's somewhere between there and there, behind me, behind that wall behind me.
Somewhere between the bottom of the stairs in the basement and the back wall.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's about an 18-foot span behind me that's jam packed. So we'll find it. We'll find it for sure.
Delphi. How are you, bro?
Friday Eve. It is
Friday Eve. So one of the best, my favorite finds of the weekend though was Hunter, Echo, and Crosshair in the Black Series. I have never wanted to spend Hunter was $70. Crosshair was what, DB? What was that running? 80 or 90?
Oh, I don't even remember.
There's just no way I ever wanted to spend that kind of cash in those, and I was able to find all three for 40, I think, completing my Bad Batch Black Series collection. So that was an epic find for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, between the sales floor and the room sales, this con just has the best prices and stuff. I mean, even I said I didn't buy the Star Destroyer from a vendor. His price wasn't unreasonable. I was unreasonable thinking I could find it cheaper. I was wrong.
I told you weren't going to find it cheaper.
No, you were right.
Told you it wasn't a bad price.
But
you wanted to wait till Friday or Sunday and see if you could get a discount.
I do not know my collecting like you guys do, but I will say if Scruffy says something is a good price, I follow his lead. I don't know why, but I do.
I was being selfish
because I live vicariously through your wallet.
Exactly.
and think about this.
As do we all at this con.
And someday it's going to be worth half of what you paid for
it. That's right. Right on, baby. So
and that's the motto I live by.
Yep. And it was really weird too, because there was a weird spike in room sales on Saturday night, because all of a sudden there were several rooms that had additional people in it selling stuff.
Yeah, I think a lot of people suddenly arrived on Saturday and set up and started selling.
Yeah.
And then they were gone on Sunday, because Sunday there was hardly anything.
Oh, Sunday there was one room per floor, literally. And
yeah, you're not wrong.
No. So maybe it was Friday that I'm thinking of. I think it was it Friday? I don't know. Well, Friday was lobby sales. So yeah.
Yes, we do.
He did chime in.
That may be the person I was thinking of.
How's it going, Maya? And Hybrid Toy Review bought a white Chewbacca from
yes.
Oh,
a
nice.
white Chewbacca.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Hasbro employees were given a Black Series Chewbacca that was a set. One was white and one was the regular color. And I think there's only 90 of these in existence, I think, or something like that. I saw it, I wanted it, but I was not willing to spend that kind of
That wasn't Chewbacca, that was Itchy.
Yeah, Itchy. There you go.
Right on.
Everybody
did they come with a little hollow porn viewer too, or
So speaking of which, I almost asked you about that when I saw you today at work, DB. I was like, "Hey, you ready for tonight and talk about Wookiee porn?"
Remember, it's getting to be time again to start talking about this. Isn't November 17th?
Oh, it is getting to be
time. There is the next DB Blockbuster. We are going to somewhere around November 17th. We'll be talking Star Wars Holiday Special.
DB's Blockbuster is on permanent hiatus because I will not watch Turkish Star Wars. I'm just telling you.
Hey, we know Maya's watching, so Maya, you got to talk him into it.
No, we're not talking him into it. He's going to do it. He's just he's going to be reluctant about it. He's going to act like a little crybaby about it.
Are we going to have to Clockwork Orange this thing and hold his eyes open? And
I'll do whatever needs to be done. You and I suffered through it. So do you.
I got binder clips so he can keep his eyes up.
I'm going to walk out to my car early one morning, still drinking coffee, and all of a sudden a burlap sack's going to go over my head.
You laugh. You're not far from it.
Ripped off and in one of your man caves, eyes taped open. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. No, this man cave right here, no problem.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody hear you scream in this basement.
Yeah, right.
In the man cave, no one can hear you scream.
Nobody can hear you scream. Or I should say, Dawn.
I am not dressing like Ellen Ripley, so just for that. So I'm not just telling you.
Mrs. Scruffy won't care if you're down here screaming. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. You'll be fine.
She'll be like, "Don't disturb the dog."
Right. Don't disturb the dog. So what kind of
the baby?
Let's take a step away from collecting for a minute and get back into ICCC a little bit. And panels. Did you guys hit any panels? That I hit the Chris and Chris one, but other than that, and where we learned about. So you guys did the Wicket one where you learned about Wookiee porn. I learned about KY jelly being used on droids in the original trilogy. So
heard a little bit of that one. It was awesome to sit there and listen to Guy Gilchrist. That was an awesome panel to listen to some of. I didn't get to hear all of it, but being one of the runners, helping out with the crew there, I was able to go stand backstage and listen to it. And oh, by the way, let me tell you what, when you say Jim Werman sent me, they don't mess around. They're like, whoa, okay. As soon as I walked through that curtain there, two people jumped up and said, yeah, it's staff only back here. And I showed my press pass, and I said, well, Jim Orman, oh, okay. I didn't even get Orman out. I said, Jim Orman, okay. Yeah, well, they don't mess around with that.
I walked back and I said, Scruffy sent me, and they threw me out the door. So,
with as much.
Wait. It's rain, it's Scruffy.
Hallelujah.
It's rain, it's Scruffy. What's up, Micah? All right.
No, you're not wrong.
You got thrown out there. Yeah.
If you say Orman,
well, I imagine I imagine they were probably sensitive to that name with as much tech support as he had to provide to the main stage during that event. It's very possible that's probably why that name carried so much weight.
Probably.
Hey, but you know what? Other panel, Scruff, I think you were with me on the VIP only panel.
Yes.
That
was
Warwick Davis.
Warwick Davis, yep.
And that, I've heard most of those stories 1,000 times in interviews, but to see him and being sitting 20 feet away from him to hear him tell these stories,
absolutely.
And he may have dropped the F-bomb, and I'm like, whoa.
That's right.
That's not a story I expected to hear, and I'd probably just ruin any chance of ever getting him on the show, but it was pretty funny.
It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Right.
Yes, there you go. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
And I didn't get to see Billy D. Williams because we were all intensely preparing for the podcast, which Brown Leader got to conduct. Would have loved to seen him on stage.
I guess he was singing, from what I heard during part of it.
What?
Yeah, we have to go back and find the footage.
It's raining Scruffy?
No, probably.
Oh, that would be so epic.
Can you hear Billy D. Williams singing?
Actually, yes, I can. Thank you.
Well, I've got
It'd be more of a spoken word thing, like Shatner. It'd be like, "It's a raining men."
Hey, however it works, man.
That's my best Billy D right there. Sorry.
That's actually not bad. Yeah, there we go.
They drove him off the screen.
Okay. All right. Well, funny enough, and I need to look this up, and I encourage everybody to, but there was an era during Billy's life that because he was doing a lot of it's rain and droids. There was a time during his life where, because he was doing a lot of musicals on Broadway and on theater, he did go start singing in lounges, and he has an album of standards out there, and definitely should probably. I bet you can find him on YouTube.
Yeah,
but
why do I not have this?
Right, exactly.
He does sing.
Yeah, he does. So I can only imagine.
Man, with that baritone, I bet it's got some gorgeous stuff.
Barry White probably paid him to stop singing so that Barry could have a career.
Yes.
But and DB, that speaking of Wookiee porn, so he
how did that start even come up?
Yeah, how do we circle back to Wookiee porn?
I know, right?
Billy went to the same high school as Diane Carroll. She was, I think she was a year ahead of him, and
We just lost DB.
Then full circle, because it rhymes. They were together. They were together in Dynasty in the 80s. They played, I believe, husband and wife in Dynasty. So
Dan Carroll was on Dynasty?
Mm-hmm.
I learned something new today.
If I'm remembering my audiobook correctly, yeah, I do believe so.
Yeah, she was on Dynasty, but you just tied together Diane Carroll, and we were just talking about the holiday special, and we all know she wears that silvery sequined outfit. And oh man, now I got to watch the holiday special.
Oh yes, we have to watch the holiday.
PD, not PDW.
Oh yes, we are watching the holiday special in 3 weeks. I'm just going to set a date here for this.
All right. Here's
so November 14th. That's when we're watching it.
I'll make a deal with you guys. I will watch Turkish Star Wars before the next episode, so we can knock that out. I do have. So one of the other cool things about this con, changing topic, is that
why do I feel like there's an if? We
verbally. No, I'm just going to keep moving on. Well, we verbally have agreements out of probably, I think, 6 or 7 people that we met at the con for future episodes. So Scruffy did a bang up job talking to the guests and seeing about securing some future episodes, and I think DB, you snagged one as well, if I'm not mistaken, and I managed to get a couple, but we're talking celebrities, we're talking on-screen celebrities, we're talking ILM, people that have worked at ILM, and we're I think that's mostly it, right? So we have some cool things we got to get lined up. We also got to talk about one of our friends over in England. We need to get squeezed in here pretty fast. We'll talk about that off air. But it was panels. Anything else about the panels that you guys hit up?
I just love the panels there because the room is so intimate that everybody is close to the celebrities. I mean, you forget you're not watching a TV. These guys are literally within arm's length. I mean, I would walk by the door to the hall, and I just get sucked into some of these conversations, and I slide into a chair. And I mean, I got sent to escort Tim Effler from Kenner over, and so I went in to sit in on part of his thing and just get a feel for, how he reacted to the questioning. And it was just so interesting to listen to him. And then I got to escort him back over, and I had some clues to things about him I didn't know. We got to bring it out in the podcast. So. That's right, DB. It was toy people that worked in the toy designing industry. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's the other two interviews that we're going to be looking at lining up here pretty soon. So, or based on their schedules. So now, sometime between now and whenever the show ends. There's got a book coming out, and so I tried to talk him into coming on the show when his book is published. He had some pages from the book that were just fascinating, where he had designs to continue the Star Wars line past the Power of the Force in '86, and I would have loved to see some of those toys come out. So I'd like to talk to him about that.
Some of those toys would have been epic.
Yes.
One of the other panels I checked out was Lauren Vaught. She was one of the costume designer and crew for Attack of the Clones, and she did the there's a picture of her setting up Alara Sakura's blue paint and stuff, and she happened to be back. They were the next group on, so it was fascinating to she was able to come out on stage with them and talk about that whole process from her perspective as well as Lauren's perspective, and that was something you don't usually get to hear at a typical con.
Did you see on ICCC's Facebook page that they recreated that photo?
Yes, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I did see that. That was awesome.
Right, and the person that was with her on stage was John Goodson.
Yes,
and that is the guy from ILM. We're working on him I've got picked up his. So he's the primary model maker builder of the Razor Crest, which hopefully he's getting his job back now with the Mando movie, since we saw the cockpit of a Razor Crest in that.
I hope so.
He's been out of work. He's probably been out of work since season 2, unfortunately. But
ever since they blew it up.
Yeah, ever since
right after Hasbro sold everybody their Razor Crest.
Mm-hmm.
Their $500 or $600 Razor Crest, yeah.
Which he's got a great story about the Razor Crest. So the Razor Crest and episode 9 in the movies. He's got a great story linking those two things. So you mentioned a book. Effler's got a book coming out. One thing that we learned with the Billy D podcast interview was that he has, because I asked him about his painting, which is something that he's actually a painter. He was a painter before he was an actor, and he actually has a book coming out about his painting, and had not heard of that. I don't know if that's the first time he's announced it or not. I don't know, but it was very cool to hear about, because we know about his What Have We Here biography, but not about the painting book that he has coming out. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye out for that.
Absolutely.
I was amazed when you asked him in the podcast about painting, and he just started rambling on about his influences, and just his knowledge of art was kind of mind-boggling, what you drew out of him there in a few minutes.
Yeah. It was the hardest thing about the interview, though, I'll tell you, because we as a society don't do this that often anymore, is as long as he would talk to you and you would talk to him, he maintained solid eye contact. So I was getting the stare down from Lando, like every word, and I couldn't break I was afraid to break contact. I was afraid. I was like,
afraid.
What's he going to do if I break? I don't want to get slapped.
You're going to get frozen in carbonite.
I'm going to get frozen in carbonite. He's going to sick Lobot on me or something. But it was very respectful, and I appreciated that because it was.
He's probably staring you down, thinking, "Do not ask about Colt 45." Do not ask about Colt 45.
Yep. I saw on ICCC's site somebody snuck that into the picture when they did their picture with him.
I saw that. I was pretty impressed with that.
Yep, and he was holding it away, so Billy couldn't really see it, but it was in the picture. So, kudos to that guy. But anything else about the autographs, celebrities? Panels.
Yes. You guys have harassed me for the last 2 years for sitting on the smoking bench. No, I do not use tobacco. I vape. Judge me. Go ahead. I sit on the smoking bench
all day long,
and I seem to
twice
just.
Bald.
I randomly see all these celebrities. This year I wasn't so lucky, but I'm getting texts from Scruffy going, "Hey, Warwick Davis is out here." Scruffy somehow, he was the magic man this year.
Yes. There was some cool people hanging out smoking bench. Guy Gilchrist was out there, and I wanted to go talk to him, but he was talking to Michael Havens, so I'm like, I'm not going to bother that.
Yeah.
I
was out there too when Warwick got out of they'd taken a Lyft or an Uber or something, I think, to go get dinner, and I had to run over and grab Scruffy's leg and hold him back because I knew he was going to go try to pick him up and just start petting him, And I was like, "No, it's like, you can't do it, Scruffy, you can't do it."
Little guy. Actually, I wanted to throw myself down in front of a Segway and see if I could get Warwick Davis tracks over my chest. Run me over like a speed bump.
Yeah, we're never having him on the show. Okay. Looks like Scruff. Ah.
Oh, yes, I am snuggling a porg.
Mm-hmm. So, anything else about that?
That was a weird 3D effect. Do that again, Scruff.
One of the cool things about we'll switch over back to the podcast room really quick. One of the cool things was so you guys, I don't know where you guys were, but when they did the Zahn podcast afterwards, Zahn stayed in the room for like another 15 minutes, and there was a whole nother conversation off stage just with everybody. And and it was the coolest moment to me.
I think that was the work Davis VIP.
Yes. That's the only reason we would have been gone that long from the room.
The coolest moment to me out of that was to hear Zahn say, "You want to hear my headcanon?" And I'm like, Zahn, yes, I want to hear Zahn's headcanon. And it was great. I was like, it definitely made me look at the two scenes in Solo and Empire Strikes Back differently. It was pretty cool. So kudos. And again, I'll throw out there, if you want to listen to the panel, listen to Force Ghost Conversations. You can.
I want to hear the conversation after the conversation. Yeah.
But it was cool stuff like that you get in this con, by hanging around. And like you said, the environments are intimate. The podcast stage area was a nice intimate space. And they would talk with you. Like we were saying, we got all these autographs as they were coming off stage. It was cool talking to Mark Thompson, who is the original voice of Thrawn and a huge time voice actor, especially in Star Wars books. And I got him to do Marky on Row, which was pretty cool. And I haven't listened to any audiobooks with Marky on in it. So to hear him do the voice and explain the voice, because we've all heard Thrawn. I mean, we know Thrawn's voice, not only like the live action and animated versions, but Mark Thompson's original version, because they're all kind of similar. But to hear Marky on Row was, for any High Republic fans out there, that was pretty dope. Go back to our YouTube channel, the interview with Mark Thompson, probably about halfway through, maybe a little past halfway through. I don't have the timestamp, but he talks about creating Marky on Row's voice, and to sit there. He's 2 chairs away from me, and to hear him do this live was pretty cool. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, I'm really bummed I missed some of this stuff. But between the sales floor, smoking bench, the panels, you just can't be everywhere at once.
Right.
And no matter what you do, you're missing something else. So I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, there's so much going on.
There was one thing I didn't do that I was kind of bummed, and it ended up, it probably was best for me, because it would have taken me away from podcast stage and panel time and all that.
Sabak?
No. So Duck was supposed to be there to run some classic D&D.
Oh, D&D. I wanted to play around with D&D with you guys.
And I went back and found my bag of dice. Oh. And I was amazed because, and funny enough, it was really weird. My wife so here's a normal 6-sided. My wife found this 20-sided at a resale shop. You can see the size difference. I don't know why. She just picked it up. I've never talked about role-playing games and dice with her ever. And so it was a weird cosmic kind of event. But I guess Duck was sick and couldn't make it to the con.
So there wasn't any D&D in there anyway.
So I didn't go over to play. Well, there might have been D&D, but the whole point was I was going to go play with Duck, and I wanted that experience, because Duck was part of that original crew with Gary Gygax. Sorry, this is our D&D corner of the episode. I just thought it would have been pretty cool. It would have been a fun experience to have. But I actually felt, so how like with a lot of games, you can buy the really big books or you can buy the starter kits. And I still have, I can't really see these.
Oh, yes.
But I have my original dice from that starter set.
Oh, wow.
They're so worn and so old. But I held on to those for some reason. Well, geez, what a surprise. I held on to something.
No way.
Yeah, seriously? No way. But yeah, didn't do that. But, maybe next year. I'm sure if he couldn't make it. Backo. Oh, my gosh. There's a term I haven't heard in a long time. Thank you, Adelphi. To hit armor class 0, just so you guys understand.
Okay.
And to prove
I was going to ask for explanation.
To prove my nerdship. Thank you, Adelphi. You didn't think I'd get that, did you?
Nerdship.
Nerd
alert.
Oh, you know what? I got to get that from Austin Powers. Nerd alert. For the sound bar.
I just watched last night the Big Bang episode where Sheldon wanted to go to Gary Con. Are you familiar with that episode?
Yes.
He makes a bet with Penny, and if she loses, she has to drive him to Wisconsin to Gary Con to celebrate D&D.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh, and I also watched that whole episode where Will has his celebrity D&D game.
Oh yes, I saw that one too.
Yes.
All right, so let's if there's nothing else about celebrities, panels, podcast.
Oh, it was awesome talking to Freddie Toman.
Yes,
that was pretty fascinating.
We had
conversation.
some really surprise. I don't even know what to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Just some surprises that some of these things turned out so well and so neat.
Yeah. What was it? So, Wookie Porn, KY Jelly, and to hear him say "I'm a hoe" on the podcast stage it was quite the event.
Event.
Our inner 13-year-olds were giggling all weekend long. That's for
well,
sure.
You know what? Scruffy has not told us about his interview with Paul Blake. I was in the room. I saw it. It was pretty epic.
Oh, that was pretty awesome. I had to lead into it, so I asked him some questions about something other than Star Wars, because they all get tired of being asked about Star Wars. But of course, second or third question, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna have to ask this because if I don't, I'm gonna get an epic beat down everywhere I go for the rest of my life. Who shot first? So I got to ask Greedo who shot first, and his answer was very
clever.
There you go. Because I still don't have an answer, but I got an answer. If that makes any sense.
Right.
Yeah, find that interview on ECPC TV, or it's probably shared on our page as well.
It's on our you can. You should be able to find it on our YouTube as well. And definitely the Paul Blake episodes should be one of the last live episodes from the ICCC batch that's on our YouTube. And as soon as I get the sound files, I will start working on putting all of these out in audio format as well.
But he was a great talker. I didn't have to. I had 4 questions. I'm like, okay, we only have 15 minutes, so I grabbed 4 questions that I knew I wanted to get to, and then I had a smaller list of just random stuff to talk about if he didn't really want to engage in conversation. But he was. I don't think I got to the last question.
Yeah, I loved his. If you think about it, Harrison really owes me his career.
Greedy Anna Jones.
Greedy Anna Jones. Oh, that was great. That was an awesome interview.
I'm regretting not taking one of my carded Greedos for him to sign.
You should have. It looks epic. It looks epic upstairs. So as you come downstairs, down my basement to the man cave, I should say, there's a ledge where I've got a bunch of figures stacked up there, and his is one of the more recent ones that I've done again along with Chris Bartlett's. And yes, it looks pretty epic sitting there. You should have. I should have.
Yep. Well, it's really cool. It was a very cool lineup this year because, one of the things that Mike had going for him is that there are a lot of direct flights from London to Nashville. So he was able to pull all of these classic era actors that you don't normally see at other cons. And I think that's kind of what made it a very unique mix. And then the way they kind of put the panels together, the 2 Chris's, Ayla, Secure, and Aura.
Tim Rose is also from over there.
And Maydeen, right? And it was a cool combination of classic. Excuse me. I know I talked about it a little bit last week, but to interview the 3 pilots, Wedge doesn't do a lot of, Dennis doesn't do a lot of American appearances, and it's only the last few years, right, that he started doing appearances. I don't think he did them for a long time, if I'm not mistaken.
All 3 of them have taken quite a long break. I got Biggs's autograph probably in 2002, I think it was, and that's the last time. One of the last times he was in the U.S., I believe. 2002, 2004, something like that. I forgot to get John Morton's autograph. Dak. That would have rounded out my pilot.
Now I can't imagine. I can definitely imagine them trying to get as many of them for the celebration in 27 for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
I can only imagine they'll definitely try to get them. But here we definitely got to see them in a much more intimate experience than we would at a celebration. And being able to just stop by their tables, have conversations, talk to them, you know, and a lot of the fans were able to do that, which is a very cool, unique thing. But
absolutely.
those three guys, I got to go back and watch their panel because I guess their 45-minute panel was a riot.
Oh, it was awesome.
I had fun with them for the 15 I had them. And you could just hear it, you know, they just loved to sit around and talk about those times. And I will make it my mission to find out the definition of the word.
There was points where it sounded like three old friends hanging out, and then there were points where it sounded like a remake of Grumpy Old Men.
Right?
It was awesome.
That was great.
It was awesome listening to them.
I will make it my mission now to find out what shenanigans really means.
Yeah, he was pretty coy about that.
Yeah, he was. No, it was great. It was a perfect way to handle it. And never, I honestly, I could tell you, I never, ever thought I would get that opportunity to meet Dennis Lawson. I mean, Wedge as a pilot.
Didn't think I would either.
With having gone to flight school, my dad's a pilot, you know, aviation is our thing. Wedge was always at a special place because he was the pilot that survived, you know, and all the movies. And so he's always had, still can't get over it. But trying to think what other interviews. Oh, and then really the last thing to say about the podcast, I would say, is the podcast portion is all the extra openings and endings of the days that we got to sit in on.
Just random panels. Those were fun.
Oh, and the Acolyte panel when we talked about Wedge. Yes. Unboxing. How you doing? Welcome. Thanks for watching. You guys he's got some very cool unboxing. That's his whole video channel is unboxing. He's part of Carbo's group.
Oh, okay.
So watch his give him a subscription or subscribe to him on YouTube. His unboxing videos are very fun. And he unboxes everything. So very good, sir. But yeah, all the extra panels, the Acolyte panel was fun. You know, and
what was the one that we had John from back of the cereal box?
That was the Acolyte, wasn't it? Where you guys
he wasn't there for
reviewing the Acolyte.
He missed that.
He missed that. It was another one, and they got nice and feisty. I can't remember what the topic was.
Now, last year we had him. I was in one with him, that freestyle one where it was the, I don't know if we talked about sequels or what we talked about, something. But he was only there for a few hours on Saturday. So I think they did one. I think I missed that. I think was probably out on the floor trying to get some floor time or something. But the start ECPC TV always does like a welcome to day 2, welcome to day 3.
Those are fun. Those are fun ones.
You know, doing those, and then the end. You know, at the end of each day, doing those, and then the ending one at the finale on the final day as well. So, a lot of great stories, a lot of great times, a lot of great laughs. Definitely, it's worth your time. You know, most of them are 15 minutes. I'll do unboxing videos. Yeah, you go for yes, Delphi, definitely, for sure. That was the one thing I didn't find. I didn't figure I would find it there, is the Carson Teva Hot Wheels X-Wing. I'd like to find it in the wild if I could, but I just don't know if I will. I may just have to pay for it somewhere, but I hate to do it that way.
We all do, but yeah, I think that's when you're going to have to go the cheating route and buy it off Amazon or eBay, unfortunately.
And with talking about that, let's segue back into floor sales and room sales, and we'll start to kind of wrap this up a little bit. And we
have
Ollie's as well.
our Ollie's check there.
So let's go with anything else from room sales that you guys picked up.
Well, room sales and floor sales, 37 more hammerheads, thanks to somebody. Thank you, by the way.
The word of the day is enable.
Enable. Yes. Enabler. I picked up 7 really nice gonks. Couple Java gonk combos from newer line. A mouse droid with drive wheels. He is not a fan of that, by the way. He doesn't know what to think about it. He's just like, I'm not going in there. Staying away from that.
So I am hoping, speaking of mouse droid, I'm hoping, if you guys remember from the sizzle reel from Mando, the Mando movie.
Yes, the 4x4 gonk.
There is like a gonk droid with like 4x4 tires on it. If they do not come out with an RC model version of that,
I'm building that.
That is a missed opportunity. And 3D printer people out there, you can probably mint some money by making shells for RC bodies.
That's what I'm basically doing. Darn, I hope Mrs. Scruffy is not watching right now with her brother. Mrs. Scruffy is out of state right now, so she's down with her brother, who made this epic mug that
super jealous.
Super jealous. Awesome. Yes, I know you are. And hopefully, he actually listens quite often, a lot actually. So yeah, probably so. So it's not in my future plans to get an RC model body, a 4x4 body, and put a mouse droid body on it. And I saw it at Celebration where the lid lifts up and there's a porg sitting inside there.
I remember that. Yes. I remember seeing that.
We're making this.
So
Maya, by the way, brother, we got some work to do.
Right on. Any other things from sales? I know you actually got some Funko Pops at the very last minute.
Oh my word! So yes, enablers. Thank you very much. Somebody told me that there was a cantina scene with Greedo, Hammerhead, and Walrus Man out on the floor, and it was the last night. And Mike, the mic guy, decided, "Hey, come on, I'll help you out with that."
The last 10 minutes of the show.
I got that for.
I think you paid 30.
Yeah, I think I paid 30. He was asking 40 or 50 for it. I think it was 40.
And 30 is pretty damn good.
But there's my Funko Pop Hammerhead for the collection.
There you go.
Plus, my Funko Pop Greedo is now sitting next to the signed, autographed Greedo card, the vintage style card.
Right on.
Oh yeah, no, Adelphi Rangers. Yeah, no, this one we saw at Celebration Chicago, I believe it was.
Yes.
And it was there was an actual porg inside of that one. The one on the TV show or the upcoming movie, I think, was a Anzellan.
Yeah, and I think that was pre-Anzellan on screen.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Because that was before Mando. It was before Episode 9, right?
Yeah, because this was the.
Yeah, they were hyping Episode 9.
Hyping Episode 9. They were hyping the upcoming Mando
season or show series.
Show period. Yeah.
But they were also hyping up Episode 9. That had JJ was there and the cast was there. They were hyping Episode 9 for that. So yeah, it was a porg. We didn't even know about Anzellans yet. So, a 6-inch vintage R2. He is now on the shelf behind me, above me. That was an awesome room sales score. I've been looking for one with the Death Star plans in it that were in beautiful shape, and this was complete with everything. So, yeah, that was an awesome find for sure. Right on. DB.
Would you get DB?
Anything else, Scruff? You good?
Well, I could probably take up another half hour, but yeah. No, I don't want to talk about anything else because
We still got Ollie's to talk about.
Yeah, all I did was enable Scruffy to buy something like 732 hammerheads or something.
Something stupid like that. Yeah, thank you very
something
much.
insane. This was a lobby sale, and I don't collect a lot of modern sequel stuff, but check out that TIE fighter.
That's nice.
I paid $7 for that. I know a lot of you think I overpaid, but
Overpaid? No.
I just plastic ship.
I just pulled mine out of the box about a year ago, and I paid $30 for mine. Ouch.
And I'm not going to go into complete details, but y'all see these 2 shoe boxes? Those are full of loose figures I may or may not have purchased, depending if Mrs. DB is listening. So, I filled up with loose figures.
It was extra bins that accidentally fell out of Scruffy's car when we dropped you off, and
yes,
you're not sure.
They must have been purchased by you then.
Yeah, you're not sure who they belong.
You know
to.
what? I think they each one each. You get one. See, so if Mrs. DB is listening, yeah. But I told the story earlier that I missed out on 5 Tauntauns. I did find 3 others in great shape and great deals. So
awesome!
I was pointing them out in every room we went to.
Yeah, I think I bought a 2 of them from Mark Rosenberg, the AT-AT man.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been like the very first night. That would have been like day negative.
Oh yes,
day negative 1. It wasn't even day 0 yet.
We're already spending money.
Con hadn't even started, and there was already room sale.
Yeah, that was Tuesday, and the con didn't start till Thursday. So you do the math.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, we were getting beat up right away.
Yeah. Right.
I'm pretty sure Mark is still trying to sell me one item, but
Unboxing would have paid $10 for that time.
Yeah, see, I got a deal. I didn't have to talk the guy down. I'm like $7. Yeah,
$7 sold.
Mm-hmm.
Sold.
What about you, Brown Leader?
Okay. Let's see. I know I showed some stuff off last week already, but I was and I showed this last week. I have one on my flare. We picked up one for the Max Rebo experience that I'm gonna send to him eventually. But I was unpacking everything, and I might do FACBA time. I don't know. I haven't decided. And which means he'll be lucky to ever get it. Are you guys missing one? Because when I unpacked,
no, I bought you one, and then you sent me back for a second one to mail too.
I know, but I have one on my lanyard, wherever I've got that at. So I have 3 somehow.
I will double check my.
Mine's on my lanyard, so
okay.
I'm pretty sure.
You know what? That is mine.
Okay.
All
right. I'll bring it into work for you and grab that, pass that off to you. So, okay. So, the only thing I really didn't show off last week was R5s. So, so 1 R5.
I can only count to 4. There's a whole video on that now that I've been.
Yeah.
Another R5 on the Mando card.
Yes.
A GameStop exclusive larger R5, which I talked that guy down on Sunday. Kept swinging by the booth all week just to still on the peg. The 4 vintage R5s picked up at the con. Thank you guys. I think I bought one, and I think you guys bought the other 3. A beater modern R5, a sticker and a magnet R5.
Yes.
So this vendor was really cool. I know even Rule was talking about them. This guy does minis. He creates the cards, everything, the bubbles,
the whole
And so Scruff picked up, or you guys picked up a carded and a loose for me. A Lego R5.
Yeah, I couldn't believe I found that in a random. There was somebody sitting at the counter out there. Oh, I think it was Carbo. I think it was Mr. Carbo I bought that from. As I was just walking through,
just one of those
on the way to the smoke bench. Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing. And you know what I started looking for? Every group that had Lego minis after that. And then the final R5, which is
that I'm jealous of.
Japanese import, very cool, still sealed. I want to play with it really bad, but I'm gonna leave it sealed.
No, I would pull that thing out.
So
it's got to be unboxed.
I was leaving the awkward silence there. DB got it.
Well, I will tell you guys off air, but I have been biting my tongue for like the last 3 minutes. Okay.
Right on.
Moving on.
So all in all, 1 R5.
2 R5.
So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, not counting the sticker and the magnet. So R5s. The look on DV's face. Too nice a package to open right on unboxing. Scruff, weren't you saying this was a series?
Yes, there were several others. I was always tempted to buy them because there are remote controlled miniature action figures. I was always tempted to buy them, and I never did. And now I wish I had, but it is what it is.
Well, it's cool because it's like 3 3/4 size,
and
it's remote control.
Yep.
And so
that's why I wanted them so bad. But
should get like a series and set up a track and start racing them.
Oh yes,
droid races. That'd be pretty boss.
Just what I needed. One more thing to spend my money on.
Woohoo!
You rock.
And yeah, so that's excuse me. And then of course, we got all the autographs. I think we only missed one autograph, so all in all, pretty successful on that.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I think surprisingly, the only Funko I bought.
That's so cool.
Actually,
that would be cool.
I did get a Wampa. That was first day, $5, and I have some of the other Empire 40th anniversary series, and I actually don't think I have a Wampa, so I'm glad we picked that up. So for $5, it was worth the capture. So as I make a bunch of audio noise.
No, that was definitely a pretty awesome catch there. I think I'm only missing 2 from that series, the Amazon exclusive series.
Yeah.
And I am just not willing to spend the $110 a piece on those. That's just never going to happen.
Amazon exclusive.
Yeah, I think they were Amazon exclusives, weren't they, DB?
I think the Empire, the Hoth series was.
Yeah.
Why does mine say Pornhub? Oh, never mind. That's no bone. Oh my god. Okay. Anyway.
Oh my god, seriously. Moving right along to Ollie's. So, DB, what'd you get at Ollie's?
Oh, you know what?
Okay, so let's tell the story first.
They're over there.
Let's tell the story first. So, one of the objectives by leaving 2 days before the con was we left.
Well, we wanted to be there a day early.
Well, we wanted to be there early, but we also planned on turning a 10-hour trip into 12 to nice unboxing. We knew it was going to be longer than that because Scruffy's original goal set for the crew was 5 stops at Ollie's along the route. And so DB had started planning them out. We found some additional ones, tried to find as many conveniently just off the freeway as possible. And we were successful in hitting 3 on the way down because then we realized that we would rather have
taking way too long.
We'd rather have a 14-hour trip instead of an 18-hour trip.
Well, I also wanted to get down there before it got super dark.
Right. Plus, we had to stop at at the Beaver as well, and we had to make sure to see that. So, I wish I had an Ollie. Yeah, you know what? For unboxing, same here. That's why we did this on this trip, because the closest one is 2.5 hours away, downstate. So, and that
this
one
is what we were originally looking for. I had to have one of these. I was never willing to pay what was it, DB, $90 these things were when
those
they
were
first
ridiculous.
came up. Yeah, it was an absolutely ridiculous price. So we found one at our first stop, but I gave that one to, well, I didn't give it to him. I sold that one to Alfie because that was his focus, his collection focus. So, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really need that one, I guess. But it was an epic find on the way home. We found that one. So
plus we wanted to share our whole skill of enabling with others. So
well, absolutely. Anytime I can spend somebody else's money,
Right.
I'm a happy man.
Right on.
Oh, and of course, I needed one of these.
Right.
Come on, DB.
Yeah, I'm kind of regretting not buying the rest of the stack there because that would have made a hell of an army.
So we stopped at 3 on the way down, and we stopped at 1 on the way back, and that was just across the border back into Indiana from Louisville on Jackson. And if you want to see, if you follow us on social, I posted on all the sites every stop that we stopped at, kind of a quick summary of everybody's favorite space rabbit. Right on.
No, not everybody's.
Scruffy's a denier. Just ain't a river in Egypt anymore, buddy. I kind of, if you follow us on social, you'll see everyone we stopped at, where we stopped, and kind of a quick summary on how full or how flush or not flush the inventories were.
Well, it was, of course, it was the same thing everywhere we went, except for, of course, Jackson and the those two Return of the Jedi 40th figures.
Yeah, same merchandise overall. Yes.
Yeah, you could definitely tell what did not sell at the mainstream department stores.
I completely disagree with that. This stuff never showed up at our stores. Half the stuff we've seen at Ollie's never showed up at any of our stores.
Well, yeah, because we live in the middle of nowhere.
That's the consensus I hear from all over the U.S. is that everybody's like, Ollie's, seriously? I never even seen that in my regular store, and I would have paid full price in my regular store for it.
Maybe show up with the Mandalorian.
Man, I hope not.
I'm hoping. I'm there with you. I'm there with you. Let's see.
Come on, Filoni.
All right, it would be pretty cool to see somebody get their face stomped in by a giant rabbit foot.
Only if it's voiced by Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm telling you,
I can get behind this.
I'm telling you, that's been my headcanon. You make Jackson the Deadpool of the Star Wars universe, and you bring it on, buddy. Bring it on.
I can get behind that.
So the
I think that could be a whole episode. We could talk about that one.
Oh yeah, easy. The the Rule of the Galaxy talks about it all the time in Brent's favorite segment, which is Toy Talk, and they talk about the logistics issues quite repetitively. That would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome, man.
That would have been awesome. It's logistics, and it's not just, we have the same chain stores up here for the most part that they do everywhere else, but those guys are in Indianapolis, so and they've got their circuits of stores that they hit in that metropolitan area, and if they're not seeing them on the pegs in Indy, we're not seeing them on the pegs here, and it's a logistics issue. They're shipping the wrong things, the wrong amount of things to the stores, and either that or there's just a mass black market of stock boys that are just grabbing them as soon as they hit the loading dock and selling them to their buddy. You know what I mean?
Well, that is
straight to the collectors.
Part of the problem as well is that is happening because, and it's not a suspicion. I know that for a fact. I've spoken to some of the people that work at Meijer, Walmart, Target, and they've admittedly that they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, I kept seeing retro Rivas, and I'm not sure Riva was. Who the hell wanted a Riva figure?
Well, you have peg warmers, and you have the store has stuff like peg warmers, and they have stuff like this. This was also very hard to find.
That's a Clone Wars version, right?
That's a Clone Wars version. Yes,
Yeah.
that was very hard to find up here. It wasn't a peg warmer.
Right.
No, I don't remember seeing those.
Nope, those never made it up here.
But like my Ollie's experience, I bought a retro Obi-Wan from the Obi-Wan series and a retro Bo-Katan, only because they look cool and they're going to be awesome in my dioramas.
Right.
And I do remember seeing the Obi-Wan at our local Walmart.
I did pick up a Ned B. He's like right about above my finger there in the collection back there. Vintage Ned B. I love that figure.
Scruffy, Maya there backing you up.
Yep. See?
Yeah.
It's not a suspicion or a conspiracy theory or anything like that. That's really what's going on.
Yeah. DB, any other kinds of Ollie's finds for you?
I saw lots, since we stopped at the majority of them on the way down, I was being really tight with my wallet. And
yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
No, we were totally enabling Scruffy at every Ollie's we went to.
As proven by pictures on our social. Go look it up.
Yes. But that one we hit just north of Louisville was pretty epic. They had a good variety of stuff.
Yeah, that was the flush. That was the fullest inventory that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
Especially they literally had at least a dozen more Jacksons that didn't get picked up.
I should have.
Interestingly enough, yeah, you should have, because I saw a posting today where the $3.99 figures that we just purchased are now $6.99 at all Ollie's, and the $9.99 figures that we looked at are now $16.99 or something like that. So yeah, they just up their prices.
So why are they jacking their prices when they have monster quantities in their stores? That's kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah.
No
I mean,
idea.
I wouldn't doubt they're doing it, but hey, when you have 37 Fifth Brothers on the shelf, mark them down to $2.99
or $1.99, or buy something. You can take one of these things home with you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it could be Christmas pricing. For sure.
At Delphi, you're right.
Some of it could be, I'm sure, but I don't. There's a lot of inventory there. There are peg warmers here. I don't see them going for double the price at this point.
Yeah. So I picked up a Jackson as well at the last spot, the last Ollie's on the way back. There was one I didn't have, or not that I don't collect a lot of action figures, but we talk about Jackson so much on this show, and I am a fan of the character. So figured I should at least put my money where my mouth is. And at $10, it was worth.
Oh, definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it. Also something that I picked up actually at the first Ollie's we stopped at were some
Hot Wheels.
Of course, sticking with the Mando theme. Picking up Mando, Boba, and Grogu. I think I paid for that. Yeah.
Ooh. Should have held out for the Ollie's invasion.
Well,
yeah,
he's got a whole.
Oh, but
he's got a whole YouTube channel. He makes the big bucks, and he could probably pay all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Our show's not making us money yet.
Not yet.
I think Scruffy bought me my original Jackson, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I probably paid full price.
No, I bought it off of Amazon. There was a last minute sale. I think I think they were both about $10.
Oh, that's not bad then when it first came out.
So, and then the other thing I picked up at the Ollie's in Kokomo. So I forgot. So I picked up 3 books. This is a book of all the movie posters. And
that is pretty awesome.
I didn't realize it till after I paid the whopping $3.99 for it. Was that they're all scratch offs. So you actually have to open the book and scratch like a scratch off ticket to unveil the poster.
Is
I don't know if I'll be doing that, but
yeah, you don't want your floor covered in silver foil like that stuff. Yeah.
nope. Then the cats will lick it up and get.
Is that a scratch and sniff so you can like find out what a wampa's ass smells like or something?
Oh, MG.
No,
Wow.
it would
Really?
be Maul's, Anakin, Django's, Anakin's,
I don't want to know.
Luke's,
Oh.
R2's.
I don't know, Maya. I don't. You might be actually.
Let's see, a Tauntaun, an Ewok.
Ooh, can you smell a dead Tauntaun's guts?
Right there. Recruit some local kids and scratch them off in the driveway.
There we go. Yeah, right.
Done. Problem solved.
Done.
Hey, you know what, Brown Leader? My grandkids live in your neighborhood. Just
That's true. Right
call
around.
them over. They would
right
love
around the
that.
corner.
They'd love to scratch those off.
See if I can get this. That is a Japanese version.
I love that poster.
Oh,
The Return
that's
of the
cool.
Jedi Japanese version.
Yeah. Is that
I
Empire?
love that poster.
Or Jedi. Yeah, Jedi.
Yep, it's Jedi. The
so-
Empire one's pretty awesome too.
Pick that up. Also picked up the Rogue One Ultimate Visual Guide for $5.99. I love artwork of and visual guides. Absolutely love those books. So pick that up. The Rogue One's a great movie. And then the big one, the one that I thought was the coolest, and this is somebody that I want to try to have on the show at some point, Jason Fry. He does a lot of these books, but it's the Star Wars, the Galactic Explorer's Guide. Pick that up for $7, and it goes through. It's basically kind of like a tourist, written as a tourist guides, a brochure to different planets. In a way.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I wish I had more room for books. I would love to have had copies of those.
yeah.
Except for the scratch and stuff. I don't need that. Don't need that.
Well, we already know the Tauntaun one's was gonna smell bad. So,
They only smell bad on the inside.
but yeah, think of like your old motor lodge or tourist, travel pamphlet type brochures.
Is that like a AAA triptych kind of?
Kind of, sort of, or just more of an informational pamphlet on the different modes of transportation, the ships. But it makes me want to talk to Jason Fry even more now, and he's written other stuff as well. But he's one of those authors that I'd like to get on the show at some point. But yeah, that I think was the coolest one that I picked up. But yeah, that was the remainder of it for Ollie's for me. So
Yeah, I picked up a retro Bo-Katan, a Black Series Leah Bosch for the display behind me there. Oh,
That's right.
And the most epic book of all the whole weekend, the Haynes, those Haynes manuals that you used to be able to buy. The Haynes Zombie Survival Owner's Apocalypse Manual.
that's right. Yeah,
Epic.
that's right.
Oh, and I did pick up a pretty awesome piece of art from Freddie Thoman. It was the 1 of 100, the Imperial Shuttle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that thing is just awesome. I can't wait to get that framed and hanging up somewhere.
Right on. Yeah, I was, excuse me. Now that we're quickly approaching an hour and a half, guys. Anything else?
Word, are we?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Anything else
All right.
about ICC, the trip, memories?
I would just like to give a big shout out to the ECPC TV crew, man. Thanks for having us. Thanks for putting it on. Thanks for making us to feel welcome, and you guys are a riot to hang with all weekend. Oh yes, see now you got to start a pop bottle collection.
Right on. DB, anything? Final words about our conversations? Because next week it's going to be all Turkish Star Wars for 3.5 hours. So we're gonna
Only
we're gonna
3.5.
We're gonna do play-by-play breakdowns.
Almost as long as the
every
movie.
scene. Yeah.
I need about 4 hours. Yeah, that was epically terrible.
I'm still going through withdrawals because ICCC is so much fun, and we get to hang with friends that we see once a year, and you just pick up where you left off and talk to these people. And just everything about it is fun. Even riding with Scruffy, as much as I like to make fun of his ludicrous speed, he gets us there safely and quickly. But
I'm nervous because you drive so slow.
Damn kids. Anyway, yeah. We've spent the last 2 shows reminiscing about how great it was, and we're going to spend the next 40 shows talking about how we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yes, we will actually. That is funny. Yeah, for sure. Mike, we need to know when the next show is. Come on.
Yes, come on, Mike. We got another one of those. Come on. Yeah, it's just fun.
It is.
Yeah, we'll be like Pookie off of New Jack City. Got any more? When is that next show coming? When's that next show coming? I need my fix.
Mm-hmm.
I need my fix. Yeah,
I can quit anytime.
I can quit anytime.
I just need a taste. Just another taste. You get another taste?
Yeah. That's gonna be our next episode. I can
Right
quit
on.
anytime I want.
Right on. As we start to wrap up, then I wanted to mention a few things really quick. New York Comic Con is going on right now, and shout out to 2 guests of ours. Eleanor Taylor is making her American debut.
Yes.
Author Eleanor Taylor. She is a wonderful human being. We had her on the show.
She was an awesome guest.
Long time ago. She's an author, and how we got to know her was she co-wrote The Balloon Hunter with Hugh Howey. For those of you that know who Hugh Howey is, he's also at Comic-Con. I'm hoping they'll do a picture together. I'd love to see that of the 2 of them, because I don't know if they've met face-to-face. I don't recall, but because they co-wrote that via the internet, that book. But Balloon Hunter, if you're into post-apocalyptic stories, Balloon Hunter is a fun read, and its follow-up is as well. So happy for her that she's getting to make an appearance at New York Comic Con. I hope she has a lot of traffic. She posted some pictures today of her, the view from her booth, and so we wish her the best. We know Hugh will have a good turnout as well. So. And then a con coming up locally for us is the next quarterly Motor City. And they announced the other day that Darth Gun Show is going to be, Chimera himself is going to be at Motor City.
Gun Show. Yes.
So we may have to think about that. I don't know. From what Anthony was saying from Force Ghost Conversations, he seems like a pretty chill guy. I hope we do get to see more Chimera, whether it's in
Definitely
other stories, other shows, but definitely like to hear more about that character. And I liked Manny's portrayal of the character. I think he did just fine. So, and then they just announced today that Mickelson will be at Celebration Japan. So Galen Urso, and that has definitely spun the interwebs up, speculating that he will be in Andor season 2. We know Krennic will be.
Appropriately called The Long Walk to Mordor.
The Long Walk to Mordor. That's a good note to go out on. Wish I had a soundbite for that. We need a Lord of the. You know what? We need a Lord of the Rings soundbite so that when we talk about Andor,
yes, we do.
When we talk about Andor. So also, if anybody out there is good with AI, if you want to come up with an AI version of its rating Scruffy, by all means, please. And you can send that to us at brownsquadron@gmail.com.
Oh, I promise to play it every week if it exists.
Right.
And I've been practicing Scruffy raps for next year's
Yo Scruffy raps.
Yo Scruffy raps. I've actually written a couple raps. 2 or 3 crazy ass nerds walk around the show floor.
Around the show floor. Around the show floor.
Scruffy's back. Yes, tell your friends. Yeah, I've been working on this.
Scruffy's back.
I've been working on this quite a bit here.
Oh, I'm buying you a big medallion clock to wear around. Just saying.
A big medallion Death Star to wear. Will you guys be in cities?
Most like no, we will not be. So we don't actually do a lot of cons. So and just recently getting back to Nashville, I don't know if our wallets could survive that. I'd love to go. I'd love to. We know a lot of people in the Minnesota area now.
Absolutely.
One of the cons that we're thinking about trying to get together to go to is TeepCon.
TeepCon.
In Duluth with our buddy Carbo. That just had its first one and it was very successful, and looking forward to seeing Steve grow that. And then it's at the tail end of August for TeepCon. So if we head out that way, it'll probably be for that one.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap up this pod so I can go work my third shift at Taco Bell to save money to go to all these places. All right.
Right on.
Well, yeah, it was 11 o'clock. I had to start stocking shelves at Meijer.
Yep.
Right on. I'm gonna go and make that Stranger Things pizza since the Mrs. Brown leader's not home. It's a cheat night for me. So
what time is this?
Right.
So your house 10 o'clock.
Right. Exactly.
Stranger Things pizza and Turkish Star Wars.
Turkish Star Wars. Oh, I don't want to throw the pizza up. I
yes.
Actually,
so looking forward to next week.
I'll probably watch it with. I started watching the most recent season of Slow Horses, so I will watch probably the next episode of that while I'm eating the pizza.
Okay. I do have a special announcement to make before we close this out. Hopefully, the crew from ICCC TV is watching. Yes, I did start watching The Matrix.
Woo!
No.
Welcome to the 90s, John.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
And
I'm trying to power through it.
You know what, DB? When he comes into work in leather pants, we know he's
well,
a movie.
You know what? I'm going to introduce you to a band called Nirvana. They've got a long future ahead of them. Okay.
GalaxyCon in Columbus.
I cannot tell you how bad I want to go to that, but
I would love to because the convention center there is beautiful.
Actually, so something we are going to be working on behind the scenes with Rule the Galaxy is we're talking about hitting the Great Ohio Toy Show in March, the end of March, and actually getting together for a podcast roundup, so to speak. We haven't really started getting the details nailed down, but
you guys haven't started talking to me about that one yet.
We just you're in, so whether you're like it or not. So.
Okay, yeah. We'll see.
You're already committed, so it's all good.
I will love to try to do that, but I also have a family vacation to plan up this spring.
Look, we can pay you.
We still need to figure out when the next ICCC is.
Right, that's true. That too, yeah. But
Scruffy.
I've already got your PTO submitted, so you're good.
Yeah.
And
that's not a question of time off. That's for sure.
We can pay you $15,000 now plus $2,000 when we reach Xenia. Okay,
17. Oh, you guys must really be desperate. Should we power up the ship? Let's go.
For that, I can buy my own transport.
Who's
gonna fly it?
Yeah, I'm not so bad a pilot.
Man, you guys are nerds.
Firefinch is in one piece. What are you talking about? They hit me. I didn't hit them.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. We got one last segment to go, and then I think we'll get out of here, guys. So
what's the one last segment?
We'll...
Oh, okay.
Dad joke of the week. Time to annoy Scruffy and DB. Dad joke of the week.
You know what cracks me up about you? And what I love about you more than anything else, you wrote that on your drive home. 10 minutes before the podcast started recording. Yeah.
Yo, Scruffy raps don't have crap on me.
Oh. Is that a throwdown?
Oh, I think we may have to.
Bring it.
You've been served.
You've been served.
Oh, you've been served.
That episode of South Park just happened to be out in the hotel room when DB and I were in the room one night.
Nice. All right, so dad joke of the week.
All right, dad joke. This one is in
By Kelly Knox, one of our favorites.
Guest of the show. And because it's October and it's been kind of rainy lately, here's one for the season. Force ghosts don't like the rain. It dampens their spirits.
That was Dad Joke of the Week Now don't you feel absolutely complete?
Wow, look at that viewer count just plummet.
I didn't know we could get a negative number. Here, let's bring it back up with that. Yeah.
Motor City Con, baby.
Tell me we don't meet celebrities when we go to these cons.
That's right. Patrick,
baby.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know you had a twin. That's pretty awesome.
Shut up.
Yeah. I think 2 episodes about ICCC. That was a lot to cover. So
we'll still be talking about Triple C for another couple weeks.
Like DB will say, now we're going to transition into when's the next episode or when's the next show, and
we're going to start talking about how we're looking forward to it.
What? We still have one.
Thank you, Unbox.
But after that joke, he's on.
I wouldn't blame you.
No, wouldn't blame you whatsoever. So, all right, well, guys, it's been fun, and let's do this again next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yes. Right. All right. You know where to find us. If you don't, you can find all of our links to all of our socials, YouTubes, podcatchers, beacons.ai /Brown Squadron to find all of our links for stuff. Thank you, Unboxing. You guys have a good night as well, sir. But yeah, stop that.
That's my job.
Hey, beacons.ai /Brown Squadron to find all our links. We're on all the socials. We're on, Facebook, Twitter, everything. I'm even posting on Blue Sky, whatever that is, Threads, and I think the only thing I'm not really Delphi. Good night, sir. The only thing I don't think I'm really posting on is TikTok anymore. So, and if you want to send us that AI created It's Rain and Scruffy, you can do that at brownsquadron@gmail.com.
Oh, please.
So, we would definitely play that all the time.
Every episode.
That's going to be our new intro. So, yeah.
No, we want to end the show with that, not start the show with that.
Oh, no, it sets the pace for the whole show. What are you talking about? So, I don't know what pace that is, but
that's very questionable there.
We have a lot of guests that I'm going to start working on getting lined up, not only for my
I'm working on it now.
There you go, Maya. The Weather Girls was the original version, so you can tell AI that. AIs, it could be fun. It could be used for fun before Skynet kills us all. And
absolutely.
Right,
we're gonna get some good use out of it before that happens.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of great parodies as we perish in the eternal flames.
Yes.
Right. So anyway, enough of that. All right, you know where to find us. You heard me. Just rewind if you didn't, and because I'm not going to repeat it again. So with that, this is Brown Leaders.
Outro number 2.
We've done 2 a lot. I think we need.
Okay, outro number 1.
1. Okay. All right. This is Brown Leader signing off for the crew, and you have been listening and watching Hyperspace Heroes. That's no moon.
Was it good for you?